Whispers from the Woods. It began on a foggy evening when a curious teenager named Liam ventured into the forest. He had always been fascinated by the tales of the Whispering Woods and was determined to uncover its secrets. As he stepped into the forest, the familiar sounds of birds and rustling leaves faded, replaced by a chilling silence. Then, the whispers started, soft and unintelligible at first, growing clearer as he ventured deeper. Liam felt a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The whispers seemed to dance around him, coming from everywhere and nowhere. He tried to make sense of the words, but they eluded comprehension. Suddenly, a clear message emerged from the murmurs: "Turn back, before it's too late." Liam paused, considering the warning, but his curiosity pushed him forward. The deeper Liam went, the more disorienting the whispers became. They spoke of things that made no sense, of events yet to come and horrors from the past. As the hours stretched on, an eerie transformation unfolded within the heart of the forest, its very essence seeming to contort and reshape around him. The trees, once majestic and welcoming, now twisted into grotesque parodies of their former selves, their branches entangling like the arms of some slumbering behemoth stirring to life. The once clear path that had guided his footsteps into the depths of this ancient woodland began to blur and then disappeared entirely, as if swallowed by the earth itself. A chilling realization crept over him, cold and undeniable. He was utterly lost, ensnared in a living labyrinth that defied logic and reason. The familiar comfort of the forest's natural order had been replaced by a surreal, menacing landscape, leaving him to ponder his next steps in a world that seemed to defy the very concept of direction. Night fell, and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. Liam began to see shadows moving between the trees, shapes that were human-like but distorted. Fear took hold as he tried to find his way back, but the forest seemed endless. The whispers were now screams in his ears, predicting his doom. In desperation, Liam ran, but the forest seemed to react to his panic, the trees bending to block his path, the ground opening up beneath his feet. Eventually, exhausted, he collapsed, the whispers now mocking him. He realized the forest didn't just predict the future, it fed on fear and shaped it into reality. The night turned into a blur of nightmares. Liam saw visions of Eldwick consumed by the forest, its residents turned into twisted creatures, whispering eternally. As dawn approached, the terror reached its peak. The forest showed him his own end, not at the hands of any beast, but lost and alone, driven to madness by the whispers. Then, silence. Liam found himself at the edge of the forest, the sun rising. He was covered in marks that looked like words, but they made no sense. Stumbling back to Eldwick, Liam was met with disbelief. He tried to warn them, but the words wouldn't come out right. Instead, he whispered. As the days unfolded into a seamless, timeless blur, a profound change began to manifest within Liam. The once crisp clarity of his thoughts muddied into a dense fog, his mind ensnared by an ever-deepening cloudiness that seemed to filter and distort reality itself. It was during this unsettling transition that the whispers, those ethereal voices that had once belonged solely to the shadowed heart of the Whispering Woods, began to breach the boundaries of their arboreal prison. They followed him, insidious and unrelenting, even as he walked the familiar, cobblestone streets of the village, far from the forest's eerie embrace. These whispers, once confined to the tangled depths of the woods, now wove themselves into the fabric of his daily life, murmuring dark omens that spoke of impending calamities befalling his neighbors and friends. Tragedies, both small and catastrophically heart-wrenching, began to unfurl within the village, each one foretold by the sinister susurrus that only Liam could hear. The precision with which these predictions came to pass was uncanny, leaving a trail of sorrow and unease that seemed to shadow Liam's every step. The villagers, once warm and familiar faces to Liam, grew distant and wary, their eyes clouded with suspicion and fear. Whispers of their own began to mirror the ones that haunted Liam, these born not of the forest, but of a growing mistrust towards the young man who walked among them, seemingly the harbinger of their misfortunes. As the divide between him and the rest of the village widened, Liam found himself increasingly isolated, ensnared by a fate he neither wanted nor understood, a prisoner to the whispers that promised only despair. The villagers grew wary of him, believing him cursed. Liam's isolation deepened, the whispers his only company, driving him slowly into madness. In a final attempt to rid himself of the curse, Liam ventured back into the forest, determined to confront whatever force had claimed him. He walked until he reached the heart of the forest, where the trees were oldest, and the whispers loudest. There, he pleaded for release. The forest responded, not with words, but with visions. It showed him its origins, a place of power where the veil between worlds was thin, and how it fed on the hopes and fears of those who entered. Understanding dawned on Liam. The forest did not cause insanity, it amplified what was already there, feeding on the darkness within the hearts of men. Armed with this knowledge, Liam sought to break the cycle. He started speaking the whispers aloud, not hiding from them but facing them head-on. As he did, the forest began to change. The twisted trees straightened, and the path cleared, the shadows retreating into the light of a new day. Liam realized that the forest needed to be understood, not feared. He began to teach of the whispering woods, teaching each generation the secrets of the whispers and the importance of balance and respect for the unknown. As the guardian, Liam also learned to decipher the more sinister whispers, those that spoke of dangers not just to the mind but to the world itself. He understood that the forest, in its own way, was alive, aware, and protective of the delicate fabric of reality. One fateful night, a group of outsiders arrived, seeking the forest's power for their own ends. They believed they could harness the whispers to bend fate to their will, unaware of the true nature of the forest. Liam tried to warn them, to explain that the forest was not a tool to be used but a force to be respected. But driven by ambition, they ignored his pleas and ventured deep into the heart of the woods. The forest reacted violently. The air filled with whispers so intense that it seemed as if the very atmosphere was screaming. The ground shook, and the trees writhed as if in agony. Liam, sensing the disturbance, rushed to confront the intruders. He found them surrounded by shadows, their minds unraveling under the onslaught of the whispers. They had awakened something ancient, something that had been sleeping deep within the forest. The guardian stood firm, drawing upon every ounce of his understanding and connection to the forest. He spoke in the language of the whispers, pleading for peace, offering himself in exchange for the safety of the world outside. The forest listened. The chaos subsided, but the price was clear. Liam could never leave the whispering woods again. He had become more than its guardian, he was now part of its very essence, a bridge between the whispers and the outside world. Years turned into decades, and stories of the night the forest nearly consumed everything became legend. Liam, now a mythic figure, continued to speak with those who braved the whispers, guiding them, protecting them from the darkness within the woods and within themselves. The whispering woods remained a place of awe and fear, a reminder of the power of the unseen and the importance of respecting the forces beyond our understanding. And so, the forest whispers on, its messages heard by those who dare to listen, a testament to the thin line between enlightenment and madness. On stormy nights, when the wind howls through Eldwick, the villagers whisper tales of Liam, the guardian, and the night the forest almost broke free. They speak with reverence and a touch of fear, knowing that beyond their cozy homes lies a world far stranger and more complex than they can imagine. In the heart of the whispering woods, where reality seems to bend and the air vibrates with unseen energy, Liam's voice can still be heard, a guiding light in the darkness, a constant reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved, only respected and learned from. Even after decades, the memory of the events that unfolded within the Whispering Woods lingered, an eternal echo in the minds and hearts of those who heard the tales passed down through generations. Yet, despite the lessons of history whispered by the wind and etched into the roots of ancient trees, there are still those who, driven by a mix of defiance and disbelief, ignore the murmurs of warning. Drawn by curiosity or perhaps an insatiable thirst to prove their bravery, these individuals venture deep into the forest, vanishing under the cloak of mystery that shrouds its depths. They, lured by the shadows between the trees, are never seen again, their voices forever silenced by the whispers they once sought to challenge. Thus, the Whispering Woods remains, a grim reminder of the thin line between curiosity and chaos, swallowing those who dare to ignore its ancient cautions, forever lost in the abyss of terror that its murmurs veil. Dare to venture into the unknown. Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and secrets lurk. Subscribe now and ring the bell to summon fresh mysteries directly to your screen every few days. Ignore this call, and be warned, an eternal curse awaits those who wander in the dark, unguided. Do you have the courage to face the unknown? Your adventure begins with a click. Welcome to the realm where every notification brings you closer to the abyss. Subscribe, if you dare.